Well, there are so many unanswered questions, and that's the thing that I people who say no, I can't say flat out no. It's like, do you believe in ghosts? Well, maybe. I'm not sure.
You know what? There are some answers, and this is another thing that's, I think, being presented by the whole 2012 meme is consciousness itself, and or cognition, and the way we see and understand things. And the Western scientific 3D materialistic-based worldview is one where you have to be able to reproduce it in a laboratory setting in order for it to be true. Otherwise, it's not.
Right.
And of course, I think the majority of the population on the planet would not agree with that.
I think you're right. There's no question about that.
Not to deny the value of science, I think it's one of the greatest things that Western culture has done is make science.
Yeah, but when I mentioned earlier in the beginning of our hour, when you're talking about the Incas and the Mayans and the Egyptians and the pyramids that they've built, we can't do that today. With all the fabulous things we've done in science, airplanes and rockets and submarines and God knows what else, we couldn't build a pyramid today. They have down in Central and South America, they've got the pyramids that the stones are so tightly together you can't even get a piece of paper in.
I know, I've been there. I've been to Peru twice.
And it's thousands of years old. Yeah. How can that be? How did they do it?
It had to have been some other technology that we don't know about.
I know. It's really interesting. Another quick break. Business got to go on, but we will continue with my guest, Alexandra Bruce. Vince, hang on. We'll take your call next right here on KSFO.
Hi, this is Melanie Morgan. You've heard me talk about greenbeanscoffee.com and their Cup of Joe for a Joe program. Well, KSFO has teamed up with them to give you an opportunity to say thanks to our troops and let them know you care by contributing just $5.60 to the Cup of Joe for a Joe program. Greenbeanscoffee.com will deliver cups of premium coffee and your personal message of thanks into the hands of soldiers serving overseas. Through the 560 Cup of Joe for a Joe program, greenbeanscoffee.com will also contribute a portion of your purchase to charities helping military families and children of the fallen. This holiday season, say thanks to soldiers serving far from home and treat them to a warm cup of coffee and your personal note. To find out more about the 560 Cup of Joe for a Joe program, visit greenbeanscoffee.com/560. That's greenbeanscoffee.com/560.
You can also find Green Beans Coffee on Facebook. Search Cup of Joe for a Joe for the official page.
With winter approaching, walking to school through the rain isn't a pleasant thought for any child. But for California's nearly 80,000 foster children, trying to keep warm and dry without a coat is a chilling thought. To help, Sleet Rain is collecting new coats to keep California's foster kids warm this winter. But we can't do it without you. Bring your gift of a new coat to any Sleep Train location, and Sleep Train foster kid partners will deliver it to a child in need. Remember, foster kids come in all shapes and sizes from infants to teenagers, so coats big and small are needed. For more information, visit sleeptrain.com or call 1-800-378-BEDS. Sleep Train knows not everyone can be a foster parent, but anyone can help a foster child.
Sleep Train, you take it to a better night's sleep.
The Sleep Train Foster Kids Coat Drive ends this Sunday. Call 1-800-378-BEDS to find the store nearest you and drop off a new coat by Sunday at 7 p.m.
Homeowners, your lender is not your friend. They're a debt collector trying to get you to pay as much money as possible for your mortgage. Getting a loan modification is not an easy process. You have one shot to save your home, and you need a professional law firm to fight for your rights. I'm Chasen Stanley with Capital Law Firm. Our real estate attorneys and negotiators know all the numerous loan mod programs lenders offer. We aggressively negotiate loan mods 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and we'll get you the lowest costing program to save your home.
I called my lender and ended up getting nowhere. So I decided to call Capital Law Firm and get professional help. Their attorneys saved us over $1,554 per month and saved my family from foreclosure.
Call Capital Law Firm at 888-320-2075. That's 888-320-2075. Even if you owe more than your home is worth, call now at 888-320-2075. 888-320-2075. Capital Law Firm Incorporated, a California corporation, and Amanda J. Podier are licensed with the State Bar of California.
You're listening to Barbara Simpson on Hot Talk 560 KSFO.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky. It had one long horn like a purple people eater to me. It was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Alexandra Bruce is my guest. We're talking about 2012. Alexandra, we've got Vince on the line from the city of Dublin. He has a question for you on KSFO. Vince, go ahead.
Yes, Barbara, I've been in love with you for years.
Oh, thank you.
But, you know, the thing is, I've been in aerospace for a lot of years, and we took... we had the project for building the simulators that simulated the Apollo mission to the moon. And we've done work on various programs, particularly the Hubble mission, the Hubble telescope, and then now the 4 telescopes in Peru.
Okay, try to get to your point.
They can see out there for millions of miles, and they don't see anything coming our way.
Well, there's new infrared telescopes that are supposedly one called the WISE going up from NASA, scheduled for this month, and that's what was there was these new infrared telescopes that were viewing this dwarf Sagittarius galaxy because they do not emit photons. You're correct, and things that don't emit photons are hard to see by most telescopes. So it's these new infrared ones that are going to be able to see it. I think 5 mass is the term, and would be able to see some of these other things. There are many. Like this myth of Planet X has gone around and can mean any number of things, but one of the things that it could mean is a dwarf twin to our sun, which has never been proven.
Right.
But this telescope would be able to prove it once and for all. It would be able to see it if it's there.
It's going to be there. It's going to hit here, what, a million years?
No, actually, it's something that we've been going around because, the precession of the equinoxes, which is the phenomenon whereby the night sky shifts 1 degree every 72 years, and this is something that the ancients began to notice, and that John Major Jenkins...
All right, wait. I tell you what, Vince, thank you for your question. Let's have Alexandra answer. Go ahead, Alexandra.
Okay. So this is called the precession of the equinoxes, and that's exactly the total premise, for example, of astrology and the age of how we're moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, because the sky slowly moves, and basically every 2,000 years a different constellation dominates the night sky, in the middle of the night. And
but isn't the key to that, though, what effect does that have on human beings on Earth?
And that's so funny because they all seem to believe that it does have an effect, and there might be something to it. Maybe it has to do with these sort of cosmic radiations that come from when we're tilted, when we're facing a different direction.
Is there anything in what you've found, and even now that you've had time just yourself to think about it, that you see sort of the end of our civilization coming up?
Well, I see perhaps the corporate model of raping and pillaging is unsustainable, and therefore it has to go. And it will kill like pop will eat itself. I mean, it just can't. It's unsustainable unless it finds a way to be sustainable. And it's anti-human. When you go to an airport, you feel like the humans are the biggest bother of the whole thing, and the whole thing is about without the humans, why would there be an airline industry? Right. So, it's just like the way we think, business is so anti-human, even though it needs people to buy the stuff. So things, just the way we see things has to change. And we have to, our values are really screwed up right now. And if it's only about it's only about the dollar bill, that's just not working. It's just not working for the planet. It's not working. It's not ecologically sustainable. It's not psychologically sustainable. It's not spiritually sustainable.
Well, that brings in whole other issues.
Yes.
No question about it. But I think that the advancement that we have made in Western civilization is as a result of the fact that we have the capitalist program where people we have
I agree. I'm a scientist first and foremost. I love science. Most of my book is about the latest cool scientific things, and we want to talk about, yes, it looks like we're in the middle of a geomagnetic reversal, and so we do have big holes in the magnetosphere, which makes us, yes.
So if that does reverse, what would that do to us on Earth?
Well, it's done it many times before, and it's been very erratic.